I have a top 5. The fantastic NFL Network research department sends out after every week a research packet, a stat packet. And these are the numbers and facts. There have been so many of them that they leapt out for me to create a top 5, along with 2 that Cooper helped come up with on the ride home from yesterday's Chiefs-Chargers game.
All right.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's top 5.
All right. It starts with number 5. This isn't a very deep number, but Coop and I and his buddy Ryan were talking about this on the way home, and I made a mental note. And I'm like, I got to bring this to the show tomorrow on the way home from the Chargers-Chiefs game. This one's kind of wild. Didn't think this would be possible. All of these stats you'd be prior to the season saying, what are you talking about? This is more of a nugget than a stat. Number 5, Malik Willis is 2-0, and Jordan Love is 0-2 for the 2-2 Green Bay Packers. Can't make it up. Jordan Love, as we all know, got hurt at the end of the Packers' season-opening loss in Brazil. Malik Willis came in, and we'll see how long he can keep it afloat. How about 2 straight wins? And then Love comes back tomorrow. You're even texting me. He doesn't look right.
He didn't look right in the first half, right? And he took a hit. He was limping a little bit.
Right, so maybe the second half will be a better leaping off point, but they were down so deep in a first-half hole, couldn't come out of it. Malik Willis is 2-0. Jordan Love is 0-2.
That's funny. I like that.
Number 4 on the mind-blowing stats through 4 weeks, my top 5. I title this Illegal Procedure Palooza. At this point last year through 4 weeks in 2023, a mere 28 illegal procedure penalties were called. You want to guess how many so far? You want to do Price is Right rules?
Sure.
Go for it.
60.
What about you, TJ Jefferson? What about you?
I'm going to say 49.
Mike, you want to chime in here?
1.
Okay.
1.
The closest without going over is Chris Brockman. 62 have been called. Let me just say this, folks. Again,
out of control.
I'm not on the competition committee. You know, I think I should have a spot on the competition committee. Let me say this. Whoever is out there on the competition committee who said, you know what, these left tackles, these right tackles, these left guards, these right guards, they are too far back from where they should be lined up. And that's messing with protections, and that's messing with my ability to have my team go get a quarterback. We're going to clean this thing up. I don't know what it is, but it is too much. And it is taking big plays off the board, stuff that people would be tweeting and posting and talking about, and points and fantasy interest and fan discussion and much more watchable moments are being removed because we're seeing the refs go like this. You know?
All day.
Wheels in the sky keep on turning.
I mean, I don't want to see this anymore. I don't want to see this anymore. And I know some of the refs might want to, you know, show off their buys that they're working on in the hotel gym.
These guys are yoked.
Move over.
Enough with the illegal procedure. We get it. You're trying to clean it up. People are having trouble figuring it out. It's really screwing things up.
Yeah.
And wait till you hear the other stat about points in a second. Number 3 of your mind-blowing stats through 4 weeks. This is crazy. The Minnesota Vikings, your 4-0 Vikings, have trailed for just 3 minutes and 26 seconds this year. That's it.
The whole season?
Through 4 weeks.
What?
They're the only team. How crazy is this?
Mind-blowing.
They're the only team under 27 minutes of trailing time. They've trailed only 3 minutes and 26 seconds of Minnesota Vikings football this year. So they're a hard 4-0. They're taking the lead and they're building on it and they're holding on to it. So there's that. I mean, didn't Kevin O'Connell say last week at some point adversity is going to face and when it's going to hit? And I keep telling my guys, how are we going to handle it? Well, so far, just 3 minutes and 26 seconds this year. They've looked up the scoreboard. Oh, we're losing.
Oh. That's weird.
Number 2.
What a shame.
We have seen the fewest points scored league-wide through 4 weeks in 14 years.
Really?
26-46. That's the number of points scored so far this year.
feels like
Fewest
it.
since 2010 when 25-20 were scored. Last year at this point, 2,828 points had been scored by this very point. We always do the math for you. That's a 182-point difference. Part of it may be all these illegal procedure penalties, the penalties paloozas. And the crazy thing is the average starting field position, thanks to the dynamic kickoff, is up 3.5 yards. The average starting field position through 4 weeks is 28.6 yard line. That's where it's starting. That's up 3.5 yards than last year. And still, the points are so difficult to score. Here's how bad it has been.
Oh,
Bad has it been?
The Denver Broncos yesterday became the first team in the Super Bowl era to have 4 players with 1 or more receiving yards and 0 or negative yards receiving.
Yeah, I saw that.
Say what?
They became only the 6th team since 1954 to have 2 players with 2 or more receptions in a game and still have negative receiving yards in that game.
Bo Nix had 60 yards yesterday.
We have seen 9 teams with 0 touchdowns in a game so far this year. 2 of them won. By the way,
Come on.
yes, 2 years ago, the entire season, we had only 29 teams have 0 touchdown games. We've already had a third of them this year, and the same number of teams that year that went 0 touchdowns, there were 2 of them who won. We've already seen 2 teams win that way. That's not the way we want to see teams win.
No.
The most mind-blowing stat, though, we've talked about it. You've heard about it, I'm sure. The fact that you've heard about it and it's been talked about, and I'm still keeping it number 1, just shows you how mind-blowing it is. The Washington Commanders have more scoring drives than incompletions through
That
4
is
weeks.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's mind-blowing.
And it's a rookie quarterback doing it. Jaden Daniels
It's mine.
had a game with 20 or more pass attempts and an 85% completion game or better in week 3. Would you believe he became the first player to follow it up with the same game in the history of the Super Bowl era? That's how good he is. And that's how good it's translating. I repeat again, 23 scoring drives, 19 incompletions through 4 weeks. I've never heard anything like it.
They punted once in 3 games.
I've never heard anything like it. That's my top 5 list.
Do you think we need one
Sure,
more?
why not?
All right, we'll get one more.
This is one Cooper came out with. He told me this, Dad, you know this? The Harbaughs are both 2-2, but neither have won or lost on the same day.
What?
One started 2-0. The other one went 0-2. The next one won his next 2. The other one lost the next 2.
Wow.
They got to the same point, but totally different paths. Go figure that. On day 1, one guy had it better than the other.
It's mind-blowing.
Second day, the other one had it, and then they switched.
One's going this way,
One
one's
going
going that
there,
way.
and we're all saying, "What's going for me?"
It's mind-blowing.
They're both 2-2, and neither of them won or lost on the same day.
Wow.
Wow.
There you go. That's my top 5 list.
Okay, that's a good list.
Food for thought. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.